Are you ready for your first act? Yeah! Won't you please welcome to the stage one of the three people that made this fucking thing happen? Richard! I'm doing this for a long time, he's a long way away. Jack!
So you could also read from Steve's email anecdote that Steve is a man who doesn't answer emails. That wasn't the first. I'm saying too much after. So hi, I'm Chad. I'm in the third year of my PhD. It's about energy demand reduction. Yeah. Not the sexiest topic. We're the people that say no to everything. So anything that you like fast cars, fuck off, don't do it. You want to go on holiday on a plane, don't do it. Peak District's brilliant. You can ride a bike there. I did it. It was really cold, it was shit. That's good, keep doing that. Okay, so this is supposed to be about my research, so I'd like to get a serious bit out of the way first. So, energy demand reduction, right? It's a lot of no's, like I said, but what I'd like you to think of it instead of as is a really easy source of energy. So, did you know, as a people, as a human race, in 2005, we were 11% efficient at converting primary energy into useful stuff. Isn't that shit? Everyone at that point I was expecting to go, whoa, 11%! Yeah. So for you stat fans in the audience, see it here, Dave? You know him. Yeah. In 2005, humans used 475 exajoules of energy. That's a lot, isn't it? It's a good thing, orders of magnitude of units, right? Exajoules. You know as soon as I say exa, that's fucking massive. You know, killer, mega, giga, they're like action heroes, aren't they? Brilliantly named. They make up a good sort of death metal song from, I think. I'm a great singer, so this will go well. So it goes, killer, giga, mega, micro! You spotted the old man straight away, the little one. It's perfect, you don't even know anything about it. You just hear the sound and you know what it means. Okay. So, all PhDs, right, they start off in your introduction, the first line with this massive, really big aim, like, you know, climate change, you know, sustainability, all this. And then you read on the next sentence and it gets a bit smaller. And the next sentence and it gets a bit smaller. And you get to the end of the introduction and you're talking about a fucking widget. Yeah. Well, I thought it was going to be big news. No one's interested in this. So my small bit is how we use energy to heat houses. So, I hope that you think this is a big number. I say it as a big number and I'm never sure whether people think it is. So 1/5 of the UK's total emissions come from heating houses. It's a lot, and that's about the same as coal-fired power generation. And the thing is, the reason that's a lot is you can have a house that doesn't use any energy at all to heat it here. That's reasonable. There was one in 1983 in Milton Keynes. Fucking Milton Keynes. Unbelievable. Sorry again. One thing that Steve said about if you're going to pick on anyone, he said, pick up. So I've done wrong there, pick down. So that's a bit about my subject area, and now I'd like to make a touching personal confession. So just get you on my side, you know. I've always had a fear, just in general, that people are going to find out that I'm a prat. Throughout my whole life. There's nothing really specific, there's no time where I'm thinking they're going to find out this. The best way I can explain it is if you're driving past a police car, you instantly think, fuck, I've done something wrong. You don't know what it is, do you? But if someone pulls you over, you'd be like, oh, I'm so sorry. And then you'd be like, do you want me to tell you what you did? Yeah. Like, no, I know I did it. Yeah. So if you have this fear, perhaps some of you in the room have it, doing a PhD is a really stupid idea. Because the way it works is, you spend weeks and months on your own in a room, on your laptop or in the lab, whatever, and then you go into a room with 3 other people who are pretty much the most informed people about that subject in the world, and they interrogate you about it. And they're like, why did you do that? I don't know. I swam in the canal in Loughborough. I don't know why I do anything. I wasn't supposed to say that. You do, don't you? Yeah. You do say things you weren't meant to say. There's only one snippet. So it's a nightmare, and there's one specific example of this. So I'm in a supervision meeting, and it's important in supervision meetings to look like you know what you're doing and agree to everything. Keep the supervisor on side. So he's going, oh, there's this test, we're talking about a coheating test, and I sort of know a bit what it is. I don't really know why it's called that, but I know of it. And he's saying, no, it's been around for a while, but there's no sort of agreed method to do it. So what they're going to do is it's a round-robin test, and 7 expert teams are going to test the same house, one after another, and then they're going to have a meeting, and they're going to, without telling each other, sort of independently, publish their results and compare the methods, and see what's the best way to do it. So I think, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, remember you've got to say yes. And then he said, wouldn't it be great if we were involved in that? I said, yeah, that'd be a good idea. That. And I slowly realised that he was proposing that I, just me, there's only one of me, I'm quite big, there's only one of me, and he was proposing that I would be an expert team. I've got this fear, and everything I do makes it worse. Every single thing I do, I put myself into a situation where everyone's going to find out immediately that I'm a prat. So I go to this meeting, I go to the test, yeah, in my van. Got my kit with me, and I go to the building research establishment, and this is a massive acres big site with hangars full of equipment in there. It's really a bit intimidating. I go down there, oh fuck. This is what it feels like. This is the one joke in the whole set. This is what it feels like when the British team arrives at the Winter Olympics. I think everyone knows what they're doing. What's going on there at all? I am the energy version of Eddie the Eagle Evans. But an amazing thing happened. So I went to this meeting, and I was scared this was going to happen. But it didn't. I was expecting that there'd be this graph, and there'd be everyone else here, these are their results in the same place. And then it's on this sort of logarithmic scale. It's a math joke. And then I'm like way up here, prat, big circle, look at the prat, look at what he did. But it didn't happen. I was right in the middle. And what I realised was, this could only mean that we are all prats. We're a prat. I know you are a prat. Everyone's a prat. Isn't that a brilliant positive message? You finished it.
It was fucking brilliant!